Hello and welcome back to Minecraft All the Mods 10. Last time we were starting the process of upgrading our steam quarry into an electric quarry because it'll be able to provide us much more resources, including stuff from the nether, which we're going to need for other projects. Ultimately, this whole thing is supposed to be a process by which I end up getting ender pearls. So even the electric quarry is not the end of the process, because that is just to get the resources I need to make the thing that will then give ender pearls. Big ol' process. Anyway, I have decided that the best way to do this is, instead of trying to piecemeal all the pieces together for the electric quarry, I should make them all of the machines I need in order to make those parts before then beginning the process. And we might end up needing another mixer, but we might be able to get away with just using the one. I'm not sure yet. Other than that possibility, we already have the macerator, we already have the steam blast furnace. We are going to need a compressor and a wire mill. And I think that's it. Now, the compressor is going to be fairly easy. It is right there. A bronze machine casing, a forge hammer, which we have an extra one of in my backpack, because remember I made two when I first made them. Some copper gears, some copper rods, a bunch of fluid pipes. Not that hard. The wire mill, on the other hand, isn't available in bronze. We have to come down here, and it is somewhere down here. Let's see. Cutting machine. Macerator. Where are you? Wire mill. Right there. And that's going to take a bunch of bronze, and then it's also going to take a steel machine casing. It's not that much worse, although we are going to need a lot of bronze, and we're going to need more steel, which I got started in between. Oh, looks like it's actually finished already, too. Good. I have 32 steel to work with. Beautiful. I think I'm going to make the compressor first, because I will then be able to use the compressor to make the steel into steel plates without burning through more of the hammer. So, compressor, we need bronze machine casing. Easy enough. Alright. We should have everything we need for that right here, because I remember I made those extra bronze plates. Let's see. Machine casing, we need that. I had one nugget left, which is perfect. We're going to need that. We have our bronze machine casing. The gears, we're going to need to get more nuggets, copper rods, forge hammer. I have the forge hammer, I have the pipes. So let's go ahead and grab the pipes we need. We'll grab the forge hammer out, because why not? I'm going to grab this steel hammer, because that's going to let us make those rods? I think they were rods, yeah. Make both of the ones we need with a single piece rather than more. And then we're going to need 8 of those for the gears. I should have some iron on me. We'll need 2. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. We got some copper gears. I should have everything. There we go. Bronze compressor. An automatic forge mod. Alright, so now I should be able to do this in an interesting way. So what I should be able to do, I got this guy, what's it called? Steam blast furnace hooked up in between, like I said I was going to. So what I should be able to do here is take that, put it there, get the wrench, connect to both there and there, and then be able to put in that. I think I'm still going to need to get that so that I can do that. Here we go. All right. That should do it. And now, our steam compressor. All right. So now what do we need for our wire cutting machine? I might get through this a lot faster than I was anticipating. I say probably about to have problems with the wire mill. Alright, so the steel machine casing should probably come first. The bronze rotors are not going to be all that far behind, though, are they? I can make those in the compressor. That's cool. All right. Let's start with the 8 steel that I need to have turn into steel plate. We'll start there. We will also proceed... That was a mistake. There we go. I will also proceed to make the 1 steel gear we need. Beautiful. And now let's see. What else do we need? All right, so we're going to need those. Those are fine. Can you be made? You can be made in a compressor from a rod. The bolts are a cutting machine. The rods are a cutting machine. I think I'm just going to use the forge thingy for that. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get those other parts we need. Stick you in there. All right, so we need 2 rings. I am going to need 2 of those. And I am going to need 8 of these guys. Alright, that should be all the extra parts we need. The ones that I can't just make with the compressor. I might want to get that wire cutting thing too. Might be a good add-on. Alright, we got 8 of those. So we're going to need 4. Those are going to need to be 4. Excellent. Alright. While that is going on, we will make our steel machine casing. Like that. Excellent. You will get to become our blades. You guys. You. There should only really be one use for you, so we can do that. Excellent. Alright, so 4 gears. 2 pipes. 4 gears, so like so. I'm almost out of bronze. I'm going to need more bronze again. Alright, so I think we need the 2 pipes. 1, 2. And that should be all she wrote. Alright, we have our steel wire mill. Neither a wire nor a mill. Okay. So here we go. We're going to put you down right there. We are going to, once again, pick up a single section of pipe, move it up there, grab our wrench, go attach there, and attach there. Excellent. And there we go. All right, so we have our wire mill. We have our bronze compressor, we have a bronze mixer, we have a bronze macerator. Theoretically, this is all the machines we need in order to, make the parts we need. You know what? I think I want to make a wire, or not a wire mill, a cutter, just to have the full set, and so that we're not burning through more of these forge hammers. This doesn't look too hard. It does take a diamond, but we've been getting the occasional diamond from all of our coal, so that's not terrible. I don't have enough bronze. Let's go ahead and compress this bronze so that we get the rest of it. I'm going to need at least 8 bronze. So let's see. 6 of that, and that's way too much. We'll do that, and then I think I have to put this in manual. I'm going to get rid of that barrel. I don't like that barrel. I like these drawers better. But that should provide us enough to make the gear we need for that frame. What else did we need? For the cutting machine. Is it this? No. Where'd it go? Cutting machine. Copper gears. Okay, yeah, none of that stuff is too far out. We should... You know what? I only needed 4. I'm dummy. That's okay. I keep making extra of stuff all the time, but that's okay, because we'll use it eventually. Let's go ahead and sleep through the night, since it was obviously just turning night. You come here. Alright, so we got 8. We got this. Surround it with the plates. We have our machine casing. Alright. And eventually all of this stuff will be able to be upgraded to be electric, too. So we won't have to rely on the steam forever. Let's see. Cutting machine. 2 copper gears, a diamond, more pipes. I'm almost out of those pipes. 2 glass. Might as well grab the glass while I'm here thinking about it. Alright, so we're going to need more copper. Gonna need 8 specifically. I am going to need more nuggets of iron, because 1 was not enough to make 2 gears. Like so. We need a diamond. I think... Actually, hang on. Yeah, diamond was in there. And that should do it, right? Where are you? There you are. No, we need our pipes out of the bag as well. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I only have 2 left. Gonna have to make more of those, and those are actually a little bit of a pain to make. What am I looking at? There we go. Bam. Alright, let's take a quick look at, since I mentioned it, how much of a pain these are to make. Yeah, because they take those copper rotors. You know, this will be less of a pain now, especially with all of these parts. Or, I mean, machines, because most of those things will be able to be made in these machines. So that won't be nearly as bad. Another good reason to have gone ahead and made the additional machine I needed. Quote-unquote needed. Alright. You. There we go. Blanky. Just like that. And we should be able to put you away. Nope, you were in the wrong spot there, because that guy was there. And we shouldn't need that anymore, theoretically. You put some of you away, put you away. There's a lot of this stuff we don't need to be keeping out. There we go. Alright, all nice and clean inventory. And we have our cutting machine. Beautiful. Alright, let's step inside. Walk this way, you and me, babe. Hey, hey. We need the electric quarry. Now we can start looking at the actual stuff we need. There should be somewhere. Those are fluid input. Those are item input. Where is the machine? SV energy input. Quantum machine hull. Oh, I don't know about all this. Maybe this is not the machine I need. Oh, wait a minute. Fluid, turbo? Nope. Those are all super-de-duper. How do I put the power in? Tank hatch. Configurable chest. Alright, what was that called? Energy. Alright, we got energy. EV, HV, LV. LV, probably LV. Right? What is this? Tin cable, basic machine hull. Basic machine hull takes a bit of stuff, but we have all the stuff to make that. What's the tin cable? Okay. Rubber sheets, tin wire. We should theoretically be able to make all that. Let's start with the rubber, because the rubber is going to be a bit more complicated stuff. So synthetic rubber. What is synthetic rubber? Steel mixer, which we don't have a steel mixer. So we're going to have to go with the synthetic oil version, which is raw synthetic oil, which is mixer. Carbon dust, or coke dust, water. Makes double the amount. Okay, so since I do not want to be restricted by what is in the machine, if I can avoid it. I'm going to grab a bucket of water, put it in the mixer. Now, I believe maybe this will be useful. So if it makes 100, or if it makes 200 from 100, all right, so let's do 10. No, that was not what I... Well, all right, I'm going to let that run. Okay, so that is not useful for that. How do I get the carbon dust then? Carbon... Centrifuge from coal dust. Packer. So do I have to make a centrifuge? What about coke dust? I can just macerate coke. Alright, that will work. We'll do it that way. I believe I have 10? I have 9. But that is easy enough to fix. I think it only takes coal. So let's do that. That is going to do its thing. Ever so slowly. Alright. What else can we work on while we're waiting on that? You have half a bucket left. But that's okay, because that'll turn out to be 1 bucket's worth of that when we're done. Alright. We have some black dye. That'll probably get used for something at some point. Who knows? Right. So... I'm hoping... Alright, so there's that. We've got the wire. Okay. Yeah, let's get this piece built first as much as we can. So, we are going to need tin cable, a steel machine casing. We can get that stuff done right away. Because we just need... Where's the steel? There's the steel. Okay, we're going to need 8 of you, and then we're going to need another 4. We're going to need 1 of you. Compressor. Turn that into that. Table. Give me a gear. Good. What else do we need? These redstone batteries and the analog circuit. Alright, we'll look at the analog circuit last. Redstone battery. Alright, so this takes these battery alloy plates and curved plates and some tin cables. Tin cables are the rubber sheets, so we'll be working on that eventually. The battery alloy comes from mixer, lead dust, antimony dust. Do I even have lead? I know I have some antimony around. Yeah, I got some of that around. Can you be put in the sag mill? No, I will have to macerate you. Alright. And lead. Lead? Do I have lead? Zinc. There's more antimony. Nickel. How about over here? Lead? How about in my bag? Antimony, osmium. Aha, lead. Excellent. And I'm pretty sure lead will go in the sag mill, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh, and I get a little bit of silver out of it and a little bit of extra lead. Antimony will not go in the sag mill, so we will have to macerate. Though I have just a little bit more. I think this might... Not that. That. Oh, it does have a chance of doubling. Oh, I thought I grabbed it at the time. Oh well. Alright, so mixer... Can we do this down here? We can. Okay. That's useful. Then we'll just need to cook it up, press it into plates. Okay, we're going to need a bunch more of this, so I might actually have to go mining, because this is not stuff that is coming out of here. Don't know where I'm going to have to get that from. But let's go cook it up. Let's actually try and sleep. Nope, not quite. Almost there. We'll toss this in and then we'll sleep. Cook. And then we'll see how far that gets us. Oop, here we go. All right. So that is that. Wood output. I don't know why I'm looking at that. You're fine there. Macerator is fine. What was I waiting on? Oh, the steel plates. Right. Like, I was waiting on a machine to finish something. Okay, we got that. You are... Right, we need 2 batteries, each of which takes 5 of the plates, because those bend. Those compress. Wait a minute. That compress. That compress. Alright, so they both compress. That's fine. So, theoretically, we need 10. Did I have 10? I have 10 exactly. Oh, beautiful. Couldn't ask for that to work out better. Alright, so all of this goes in the compressor. And then all but 2 will go back into the compressor. Boingy boingy. What? I can't help but wonder what we're gonna need for getting that battery stuff. It was in my backpack, wasn't it? Alright, so where do you come from? Interesting. Alright. Lead. You take the electric quarry. Alright, and steel drill head. The antimony is probably the same. Actually. You are osmium. Oh, no, antimony. Yep, right there. Diamond, lapis. Alright, so. Oh, and that takes a lot more. I see. That's probably what these energy input things are for. 12 is probably going to be in range of the low voltage, I would assume. Now, my hope is this isn't going to pull a, like, IC2 thing and explode if it has the wrong voltage. That is my hope, at least. We'll find out. I will probably look that up in between episodes, because I don't want that to happen. Alright, so we need 2. And the other 8 go back in to become the curved plates. Good. Now what else am I going to need? That's the high-end one. I want the low-end one. I hate how it's doing that. Alright, we're at something... tin cable. Alright, so I need the... I need to do the dust thing. You? Alright, we have 10. I think I needed 10 for something. Don't remember if 10 was the exact number, but it seems like it. I've already forgotten from a few moments ago. What are you... You're supposed to do the... Do you have to be that? Really? You haven't been... You have got to be kidding me. Alright, can I... Can I take... this... Alright, I cannot even put that in there. I have to build a whole other Coke machine in order to do this. Really? Because it won't take this coal Coke. Oh my god. That at least doesn't seem too bad. Are you... You take steam. Alright. That one I'm going to build off camera just so we have it in time. I will be back when I'm assembling it. Alright, I am just finishing up a fluid input hatch, which I believe is necessary for the machine. You can kind of see the outline downstairs because I kind of got it started. We should be able to do this and that. And now I have made some assumptions about where I'm going to be allowed to place this. I had 2 of the fluid pipes left, and I brought it down from, our blast furnace there to here. Now, if I can place it here, we're all set. Otherwise, I'm going to have to make more things. All right, good. It will allow me to place it there. I can do that to get that connected. Now all I got to do is fill in the remaining bricks, which should not be too bad of a problem. I say, as I miss a bunch of jumps. Oops. All right, like that. Is that right? It's valid. Okay, good. All right, so now, oh no, item. I need item inputs. I need item input, item output. I forgot about that. I could put those on the front here, though. Oh, I'll be back in a minute. Alright, we're getting the last plate we need here. Boom, like that. Alright, and we should be able to just kind of take these and make a couple of bronze machine casings. We grab our hopper, one goes on top to give us an input, one goes on bottom to give us an output. This should be enough. Of course, I thought that the last time. So, let's see. Input over here. Output over here. It seems to be valid. Alright, now I'm only going to put 5 of these in because we have half a bucket left in the machine. But this should be able to take these and immediately turn them into the actual dust we need, so we'll be able to basically skip a step. Now, I did discover a way to take the regular coal coke and turn it into the kind we need. However, it was more complicated than this because it takes a crusher from Immersive Engineering, which is another multi-block structure, but it'll take the coal coke and turn it into the modern industrialization coke dust. So there is that. What about the enrichment chamber? Nope, that turns it into enriched carbon. Pressurized reaction. Yep. I didn't think anything. I did stop there, but I'm not seeing. Oh, okay, the Rock Crusher will do it too from Railcraft Reborn. But again, another multi-block. Because, yeah, the sag mill turns it into coal dust. So, there's that. Alright, so I have some of this. We'll do the whole thing, but I want to get this started. Because I would like to have some rubber by the end of the episode. So that is becoming raw synthetic oil. I am going to need all of it in order to move it, because I do not have pipes set up, and I am out of pipes, so we are going to need to wait for the last few. I'm going to grab it as soon as there's one more here. Oh, come on. Go a little quicker. Go a little quicker. I'm running over again. Alright, you know what? I will pause and come back once all of it has been turned in. You saw me put it in, so we'll just be basically waiting on the rest of this to process. And we'll come back when it's time to move it over. Alright, we're putting the last one in. The one before it is still processing. We're up to 600 millibuckets. I get 6/10 of a bucket. There's the 8. That's the last of the water in there. We're gonna have this in just a moment here, and I think I should be able to bucket it out. Whether I do it on this screen or out in, like, the world, I'm not sure, but we'll give it a shot in screen here first, in the interface. Alright. You? Yes! And then I should be able to go... Ooh. Do I need a second fluid input hatch? Or can I do it this way? Yeah. I need a second fluid input hatch. I'll be right back. Alright, one more time. We should, theoretically, and be able to just kind of do this, there we go, steel tank, steel machine casing, steel fluid input hatch. Now where, I can put it up there, I can put it down here. I'm gonna put it down here, I guess. I would have preferred to put it somewhere in the middle here, but I guess that's not an option. Alright, there we go. You have steam, you are empty. I should be able to take this, put this in there, and it has started to process. Excellent. Okay, this actually does seem to be fairly quick. That's not terrible. Alright. You know what? I'm running over, but I'm gonna run over because I want to have rubber sheets by the end of the episode. So we're gonna run just a little long again. Boop, boop, boop. Blast, furnace, blast. I'm not really sure why I did the item stuff on this. I seem to recall. I did play with this mod once before on a server, but this is about as far as I made it, was the Steam Quarry. And I seem to recall I needed that for something, and I couldn't tell you what. Alright, so we got one bucket. One bucket. Alright, so we're going to take that. We're going to go back to the mixer. Put that in the mixer there. Put in some paper. And here we go. We have some rubber sheets. It makes 2 per and 1. Okay. So we have rubber. I'm going to pull that out. Yay, we have rubber. There was no achievement for it. Darn, I was kind of hoping there was. I'm going to make a bunch of rubber between episodes because that process is annoying. But now that we've done it once on camera, I can just do it in the background and not have to worry about it. I'm going to need more paper. That's okay. I've got some sugar cane growing over there. I just harvested it. That's where I got the paper from. Okay. That should be all of the machines we need. I know I said that earlier, but now I really mean it. For really reals this time. Maybe. We'll find out. Because next episode, we're going to work on getting more of these parts done. Hopefully. Rather than just more machines. That is going to do it for this episode. So, until next time, have a good one.